Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're done with our ekphrasis, at least for a while. I really like getting into phrasis. I love it. I did my book with Jeffrey Gressley called Dual Impressions. You want to check out some good ekphrasis, check that out. But we're moving back into nature poetry now, and it's really very close to the beginning of winter here in well, the whole world. And so I'm back in Sequoia National Park, and I think a lot of times when people think winter, and especially winter poetry, they think of John Greenleaf Whittier's Snowbound and poetry like that. And well, that's good poetry and it captures the thing. But a lot of times when people write their own poetry, they fall back on the tropes of those things of New England, maybe England, the places that just, it's not the reality. The reality of this place, this is Sequoia National Park, is that for a lot of the winter, a lot of the parts of the park is perfectly dry and perfectly warm, wearing short sleeves or rolled up long sleeves, and there's a whole life here. I think a lot of people miss this part of the park too. They think of Sequoia National Park and Kings Canyon as being these dramatic things at the top. There's also these grasslands lower in the foothill areas, and they're just as full of biology and flora and fauna and all that stuff, and beauty and that stuff, and now is when it becomes accessible, right? The stuff at the top of the mountain, that stuff's accessible for what, 4 months really, unless you want to go trudging through snow, which is also fun. But this is my winter reality. And so today what we're going to write poems on is what is the reality of your winter, right? Trying to stay away from the tired cliches of snowfall and, I don't know, fir trees. Not a whole lot of fir trees here in California, right? There's a lot of palm trees, right?
And oaks.
There's a lot of oaks too.
Right behind you.
See behind me. There's oaks here, and they're evergreen, right? They're leafy, and we're not seeing a lot of fall colors here in this area. Although I suppose there are some. Okay, so if I were going to write this poem, and I'm not going to give you any sort of parameters as to the style or structure, but if I were going to write this poem, I'd probably write about the reality of California in the winter, which it has, I think, a lot of dryness. Maybe I'd write about Sequoia, and I'd write about what happens to the creeks, which shrink as the water freezes, right? And what that reveals down at the bottom of the riverbeds, right? They don't go completely dry, but they shrink, and then you see new things, right? Worlds that are closed to you when you think of Sequoia. What else might I think? I might write about that place that's not quite snow and not quite dry, right? It's that transitional space on the side of the mountain. It's interesting what's going on there right now and what those animals are doing. I might write about bears. I think the cliche is that bears hibernate. The truth is that some bears hibernate. And down at this level, no bear hibernation. These bears are still trying to get their 20,000 calories a day, and they're trying to do it in a place that is now that's bereft of food. And so now the reality of winter for the bears is city life, right? And they are as much urban as, I don't know, a coyote and many people. So that kind of thing, work with that. So what's the reality of if you're Tom Thomas, what's the reality of winter in Huntington Beach? Or if you are Gene Furston, Furston, dang it, something close. What's the reality of winter in Oakland? Or if you're Molly Neely, what does it look like in Fresno, right? Okay, so that kind of thing. And when you're done, post down below and we'll comment, and I'll see you tomorrow on 30 Days Until Done.